Hey, Bob Filka here for the Friday Finish, the week of September 11th. Obviously, a date none of us want to forget. Hopefully, you don't, and certainly took a moment this week, and particularly on Monday, to remember all those lost individuals on September 11th, more than 2 decades ago. It's amazing how time flies. Um, Today, I also want to talk, though, about member value, and that is in particular being better business people. In my 17 years in this position, as I've traveled the state, those members who engage and take advantage of their association by not just taking advantage of discount programs and other things, but actually engaging and networking and getting to know people in the industry, and to network across the state and across the country to identify best practices and things that will make you a better business person. So I want to just encourage all of us to remember that to get value takes some effort, but anything you put into your association, you get back several fold. And I encourage you to think about that and how maybe you can engage more and be active in your local association. In terms of what your state association does on a daily basis, though, we're downtown at the Capitol. There's a lot of different crazy proposals coming at us right now. Mandatory family leave for all businesses, even small businesses. We also have a proposal this week that popped in from the city of Detroit to allow local governments to set up an increased tax on property that's not developed, that's just sitting idle. So we're watching all those, making sure they would have minimal impact on our members. And now I'm going to turn it over to our EVP of Government Relations, Dawn Crandall, for that update. Dawn?
Welcome to this week's edition of the Friday Finish. So last week I said it was a sprinkle. This week it was a full-on thunderstorm downtown. They came in for their second week, and we have been busy meeting with members of the Joint Committee on Administrative Rules, talking about the potential energy rules that could be coming their way. We're hearing from Bureau of Construction Codes that a hearing will take place within their organization in October, so stay tuned on that. But we are having conversations with the members of the Joint Committee on Administrative Rules, or JCAR, on how these new rules would impact the cost of housing in the middle of a huge housing crisis. The other thing that's been taking place is Mayor Duggan has a new property tax plan called land value tax, where your land will be taxed separately from your house. The goal is to have Detroit residents see a decrease in their property taxes, and the claim is that 97% of Detroit residents will see a decrease in their overall property tax. There were 5 bills introduced on Tuesday, and all 5 bills were in House tax policy on Wednesday, where the mayor did testify in support of his bills. We are just digging into them and seeing how it's going to impact not only housing, but how it impacts development. One of our concerns is, you might remember we worked closely with Senator Moss last session to put NEZs, neighborhood enterprise zones, in place for all communities to do infill redevelopment, and under the mayor's plan, NEZs would go away in the city of Detroit and the city of Detroit only. We want to see how that impacts a developer who wants to do potentially an NEZ development in the city. Maybe it will work out better under a land value tax. We just don't have all the details yet. We are also working on stormwater management with Senator Rosemary Bayer. She has draft legislation. We're taking a look at that to see how it impacts. And we're hearing that the drain code legislation, Chapter 22 rewrite, has the possibility of moving this fall in the House. So it's going to be a busy month for the rest of September, a busy month in October, and then of course we have local elections on November 7th, I believe, and stay tuned on how those local elections will impact the State House and the outcome of their Democrat majority. And with that, I hope you have a great weekend. Feels like fall. Enjoy the weather and have a great week.
And that's a wrap for the Friday Finish. I hope you guys have a great, safe weekend, and we'll see you next week.